Yes, welcome back to the Bray and Ethan Podcast, episode 140, if you don't mind. 10 away from the third time we'll be raising the bat, Ethan. And of course, it is all powered by Pegs. Download the Pegs app today. You can get all your favourite retailers, restaurants and whatnot. You can get some discounts up to 50%, which is absolutely superb, Ethan. And in that intro, there was Riley Hardman and Clay Hall at the end there. Riley was one of the last guests, I reckon, in this studio that we're in today.
Well over a year ago.
Can you hear yourself?
I can't hear myself.
But
well over a year ago today, yes. Riley Hardman came in here. So we've had to squeeze into the studio next door today. Yep. But it's for good reason, because this guy's had a super successful year, particularly the last month. It's episode 140, and let's face it, he was Mr. 40 with the way he was racking them up in the Colts, leading to a Jack Clarke Medal and furthermore a ressies flag. Declan Pauline, welcome.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Your mic's on, I believe, but mine isn't. I'm turning the wrong mics on and off here. I don't know which one's which. So we're just going to leave all of them on. I actually don't know what's going on here. But we were talking off air, and I said, have you recovered from Sunday? But I've been 3 days, the time of recording now. It's Thursday, since you've won the reserves flag at Optus Stadium. The celebration's still going, but you did say you had something on Monday, which was a little bit more important than celebrating.
Yeah, I think we went to left bank after the game with all the reserves and league boys, and they were all having a good time. But me and my mate Noah, we had to make sure we were just on the waters because we had our waste practical exam the next day. So I was doing footy for that, and just had to make sure I was all good. And
so what time did you get in bed?
Around 10, I think.
That's a good effort.
Yeah.
That is a good effort, but you'd be like a bit annoyed, surely. Yeah. Like you couldn't stay out. But
yeah, kept it pretty chill, but
yeah,
a bit annoyed.
Who would cast your vote as best off ground in the celebrations up to 10 p.m. or from what you've heard after that?
Whatever it was.
Oh, everyone was pretty into it, I think. One of the boys, Jack Clarke, I think he obviously I played Colts with him last year and was back playing reserves with him this year. He was pretty into it after the game, so I give him my vote.
Yeah. I heard you boys had to meet for the team bus about 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Maybe not as difficult for you playing a lot of Colts this year, but how was the preparation before kicking off the due at Optus?
Yeah, it's a pretty hectic experience, I think. After playing those Colts games last year and mostly this year, I'm sort of a bit used to playing at the 9 a.m. time slot, but I sort of got used to my sleeping on a reserves game day, playing at 11:30, so it's a bit hard to wake up. Just had to push everything a bit earlier, I guess.
You would have been doing absolutely nothing on Friday night, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, Saturday night. Well, so probably Friday as well, but Saturday.
What time did the alarm go off on Sunday morning?
I think it was 5:30, and then I had to leave home around 6:15 or whatever to get to Triclaw, get on the team bus, so still half asleep when I got there.
Yeah, boys probably still sleep on the team bus as well.
Plenty of coffee.
Yeah.
Well, now the big one, the Jack Clarke Medal, Team of the Year and a ressies flag within like a month of all happening. So have you had a chance yet to, I guess, soak it in, sink it in?
Yeah, it's definitely been a pretty hectic month, I think, like all those awards and getting the ressies flag, which is obviously the best experience, I think.
Yeah.
Sort of had time since I've won the reserve flag to sort of reflect and think about the good things that have happened and stuff. But it's quite a big surprise actually winning the Jack Clarke Medal for me, because I got invited to the Sandover Medal, but the club actually told me that it was just for the Colts Team of the Year. So I rocked up thinking there was going to be 22 other players or whatever that were in the team, and then on the night I just got told to come up near the stage and I'm about to win a medal, so it's pretty crazy.
It's nuts.
Wow. So a similar journey to Luke Urquhart, who came in here a couple of weeks ago, both debuting in the Colts in 2022 from the Melville Hawks.
Yeah.
How did you change your game over the off season to become the player that you did in 2024?
Well, I played most games last season. I thought I sort of played quite well, being an underage player in the Colts team. I sort of was obviously a bit smaller than I am now and not as much muscle. I was playing on the wing, and then over the off season I really wanted to improve my strength and size to sort of stand up and play inside mid this year. So that was quite a big off season for me, and I really got to work on my weaknesses and stuff. So
Now, we hear a lot about PSA footy, but or how good it is, but you obviously weren't part of that, I guess, pathway, in the PSA footy.
Yeah.
But ACC, you were able to vice captain the team and with all the coaches, win the coaches award through All Saints College. So how was all that?
Yeah, that's been a good experience. I've played in that team the last 2 years, so for year 10 and 11, I think that's sort of the first couple years that they've done the ACC AFL. Obviously, they have lots of other sports and stuff they do, but it was good to sort of make the teams in the first couple years. The manager, his name is Michael Tassoni. He's actually one of the league players at East Fremantle, so sort of helps having him there who already knows me and stuff. So I think I'm playing in another ACC game in a couple of weeks, I think. So
really?
Yeah.
How's the level of that compared to like what you've experienced at Colts? And
I think it's still quite high because we got a lot of Colts players down there playing for the ACC, but we usually play against SSWA, who we don't really know who they have in the team every year and stuff, but it's always a good game. I think they won the first game we played in, and then ACC won the game last year, so hopefully I can get a win in a couple of weeks and finish 2-1.
State schoolboys, WA, so it'd just be like a side where you wouldn't even really...
So it's pretty much public school, or anyone versus the ACC.
Yeah. And there's good players out there, because like not everyone goes to a PSA or a private school, but I guess it's probably just not maybe publicised as much.
Yeah.
But the ability to find the peel, no issue from round one, straight away. 42 disposals, 2 goals, 8 clearances, 12 tackles. I think, it was unbelievable. But did you know you had this extraordinary stat line, or did you kind of only know the magnitude of the performance once the phone blew up and once baseline footy put you on the radar?
Yeah, it was obviously knew during the game I was getting quite a bit of the footy. Yeah. And obviously the 2 goals and stuff I knew during the game, but sort of after the game I sort of didn't know exactly how much I had, and sort of after the rooms and stuff is everyone was congratulating me and stuff and saying how well I played, and then obviously getting posted on baseline, it was a bit of a surprise, but I guess it sort of showed what the how good of a game I guess I had, and a good reward for the hard work I put in over the off season. So
yeah, bloody oath. Well, that's a perfect segue to this next question, the step up to reserves footy. How'd you feel about, I guess, getting approached by the senior squad to, make that step up? And did you think it would interrupt your Colts season with East Freo as they were still alive for that finals?
Yeah, so I obviously played the first 11 games with Colts, and that was obviously really fun playing with all my mates and stuff, and we were still in contention at that stage. We'd had quite a few close losses against Subi and a few other sides at South Fremantle in that Derby Day game. So we sort of thought we were still on the right track towards finals, and it was a good experience sort of being asked to go up to the reserves level, because I know that the senior program and the Colts program at East Freo, they're quite in conjunction and stuff, and they're in communication, the coaches and stuff, on players that might be going up and playing a few games. So it was definitely something I wanted to do this year, play a bit of senior footy and make my debut and stuff. So
probably helped that those guys coming back and to and from both ways as well. But not to say that you're sort of individual player or anything, but like, how were you feeling, I guess? Like, did you think it could interrupt your season? Like, imagine mates might have been saying, oh, you're going to miss out like the Jack Clarke Medal now and all this sort of stuff. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, like you'd hate to sort of go through that, and not that it's about individual awards, but it's probably something that does cross your mind.
Yeah, definitely. It was not really, it was sort of in the back of my mind, but I definitely knew that the thing I wanted to do was play senior footy, and whatever was best for my development, that's what I wanted to do. So I was sort of happy to go up and get that opportunity, and then I always knew that there was the chance that I would come back and play for Colts towards the end of the season if that's how it worked out. So
no training facility as well this year. How's that?
Yeah, it's quite crazy sort of the whole season. Every week we were usually switching grounds and stuff. I think we trained at 7 grounds across the season or something, they said. So yeah.
Did you end up getting to train at East Freo during the final series?
Yeah, so our reserves boys, I think we trained at East Freo for the last sort of 3 weeks of the final series. So that was good to see what the deck was like and what facilities they'd made.
How is it?
The deck's not great. It's still a bit
still got a bit of
hard.
work to do.
Yeah, it's definitely got a bit of work to do over the off season, and I'm sure there'll be
Facilities?
people helping that out. But yeah, facilities are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll dig a bit deeper into that Jack Clarke Medal night. I mean, you've obviously just said that you had no idea, but so were you the only Colts boy that was there?
Yeah, so the guys at East Freo told me that I was the only East Freo Colts player that made it. So I knew that there wouldn't be any guys from that I knew, but I thought I would see like all the other players from the other clubs that made the Colts team of the year, but I rock up there and not seen many other Colts players. So.
And no speech, I believe.
Yeah.
But this was... Did you have to go to school the next day?
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been...
Yeah, it wasn't good. I think I got...
Night.
Yeah, because it was like 6 or 7 to 11 or whatever, and then had to drive home and stuff.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I think it finished like 10:45 off the top
Yeah,
of my head. By the time you get out into your car, it's 11
and then I don't think I
home.
could sleep pretty quickly after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if you took the day off, no one would be blaming you too much.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think the Jack Clarke Medal, they probably need to invite the top 3 or 4 or 5 or something, just so you know, and they all sit on the same table, and then whatever happens.
Do you know how many votes you polled? Because it's not even made public. So
Yeah, they said I polled 18 votes, I think, but they didn't put a leaderboard up or anything or tell us like who came second and third and stuff, which is what I guess everyone wants to know. I'd like to know as well. So
You'd almost win. You'd be out there for the league, the Sandover, with 18 votes.
yeah.
With how
It's
low
true.
that count was.
yeah.
Are you surprised you held on though with the count, because you closed? You were, well, I think what you were up by probably a couple of votes clearly with when you went to reserves, and you played those 7 games of reserves at the end of the year. So were you shocked to see your name come up?
Yeah,
when
that's
you
why
won?
I was actually like quite a bit surprised. I knew I might be a slight chance of winning it because of how the season I had with those 11 Colts games, but I definitely thought there were quite a few other boys across the competition that played just as well as me and played
every game.
every game. So that's why it was a bit surprising, but it was a good night. Good to win it.
Obviously very appreciative of your time with exams around the corner. What's the plan for the remainder of 2024 with, I guess, career paths and the like, and plus leavers, etc.? If that's something on the horizon.
Yeah. So I've got finished my mocks next week of exams. So I got 2 more, maths and accounting, and then I go back to school after that last week, and then get my results back and any feedback I need from teachers and stuff, and then we move into the WACE exams sort of mid-October, early November, and then that'll be it for me. Sort of school's finished and stuff, and then I'll go to leavers and enjoy that and sort of have a good break, I guess, over the off-season.
Summer.
Take levers with both hands. It is.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
can
crazy.
hear it
Safe.
from both of us. It is probably the best week of your life.
Yeah.
And what have you got any plans for next year, job-wise or anything?
Yeah, I haven't sort of had much of a job sort of over my lifetime with footy and school and stuff. That sort of been in the back seat, and then I'll definitely look to sort of get one over the Christmas break and next year, and then I'll definitely enroll in uni and sort of do a commerce course, I think, something like that, that's got lots of avenues and stuff to jobs that I might like to do.
One thing I just thought of as well, just circling back to like earlier in the season, did you get any feedback about potentially being like on the brink of the state 18s? Because I know they were adding players in and they didn't really add anyone. But yeah, was that ever a thing?
Yeah, my coach at East Fremantle Colts, Sam Mainwaring, he was obviously a part of the state program, so I sort of got a bit of feedback from him that it's sort of just the usual things, like you just got to keep working hard and putting your name out there, because that's all you can do, I guess. Play good footy and whatever happens. So that's how it went.
Sure. All right, we'll move on to the Instagram questions. We've got heaps of them that have been sent in over the last day or so. So, of course, at Bray Ethan for future questions. First one here from Chris _CHNG28.
WA footy prospects.
There you go. Who's going to strap your ankles next year? Of course, he does do. He's a trainer down there at East Freo, isn't he?
Yeah, so pretty much my whole Colts career, Chris has actually strapped my ankle, so I'm a bit superstitious about that.
So is he leaving or something? Or
because he's only a part of the Colts program, really. He just does the Colts. So when I first went up to reserves, I went down to the bench during the Colts, during the Colts game, and got him to strap my ankles during the second quarter. So after the Colts sort of got knocked out and we went into finals, I had to get some of the other trainers at the reserves level to strap me up, which is good, but I won't be having him next year.
I dare say you won't be playing as a Colts overager next year, unless they're very desperate. Austin Trezise, who was your protector at the Melbourne Hawks?
Probably him. He was sort of a good protector, I guess. Received a bit of attention and stuff, obviously, being one of the better players at Melbourne, and we had quite a few games that were a bit feisty and stuff, and bit of scrap here and there. So he was always a good help and sticking up for me, which was really helpful. So he's one of the best. Yeah.
Luke Williams, first of a couple from him. Best OG landing spot. Fortnite related, I would assume.
Probably Tilted Towers. That's one of the best, but I didn't mind Salty Factories. So.
Luke again. There's a lot about post-match and pre-game meals here, so not sure if it's an inside joke or anything, but he says post-match meal.
Just something with a lot of protein, probably a bit of spaghetti on toast or something. Not sure what he really means there.
Ricardo Haddo, what's your go-to pre-game meal? So what were you having at 5:30 on Sunday morning before the grand final?
5:30 Sunday morning, I had 2 pieces of toast with a bit of cashew spread and then a banana and stuff. That's what I've sort of made my pre-game meal for the most of this year. So
Luke Williams, go-to Subway order.
Footlong with meatballs or footlong steak. I usually get one of those 2 and sort of the same salads every time. Bit of chipotle mayo, it's always good.
Yeah. Luke again, best pickup line.
I'm not going to comment on that. He can figure it out himself.
Archie Thames, 1. Who's the best fend-off?
At the Colts, probably Kale Fitzgerald. He's very hard to tackle and he's got a good fend-off on him. I think I've been on the end of quite a few of those at training, so I'll give that one to him.
Aiken Sue?
Sweet. I don't know.
Will Jacob Hills in the Colts be a contender for the draft next year?
I think so.
Good player.
Yeah, he's a great defender and a great bloke, and he's sort of done everything that he can this year and sort of put his name up there. He's one of the best defenders going around in the league, I think. So hope all goes well for him.
Starfruits _God _11. Are you going to play in the league eventually? Clearly you want to. But
yeah, obviously that's the dream, but we'll see how it goes.
I can't really predict the
can't
future.
really comment on that.
Is it Elliot Amadi?
Elliot Samedi?
Might be. How much revision has he done for his accounting and methods exam next week?
Not that much. I need to get onto that. It's a bit hard to do that at home. It's a lot of distractions and stuff.
Especially winning flags as well.
Yeah. That's sort of been in the back seat, but I'll get onto that, Elliot.
The Nuke W.
Chinook,
This is going to be very interesting. It says you're a Hawks fan, correct? How do you feel and getting drafted to the Hawk tour?
Hawk tour.
Hopefully I get drafted to the Hawks. That would be a dream, obviously, because I've always gone for them most of my life, and then but obviously I'd love to go to any AFL team, so we'll see how that goes.
Jordan Himkins, how do you balance footy life and your girlfriend?
It's all right.
Pretty personal now.
Yeah, my girlfriend's, she's a big help for me. Over this season and stuff, she's always there at most games and at the grand final and stuff, so that's a good balance to have, I think.
Did she get to go to the Sandover?
Yeah, she did actually. She was there, so
lovely.
Right by my side.
Ashton _Thumb, what has been the most surprising moment of your footy career so far?
Surprising moment? Probably actually winning the Jack Clarke Medal. That was the most surprising thing for me. Obviously didn't have any idea that I was going to win it. I didn't think I was there for that, but probably the best moment of my career is definitely winning the reserves flag. So.
Yeah, and that would have been a bit of a surprise as well because you probably came into the year expecting to play the whole year of Colts, and then you end up winning a reserves flag at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nicholas Iamroni, I believe, not sure. Is your brother Nate good?
Yes, he's just started in the East Frere program, I think under 14s or whatever. So I actually picked him up from training yesterday and was watching a bit of how they're going down there and stuff. Yeah. So I'd say
coming up.
Yeah, he's got 2 games next week, I think, against Peel and South Fremantle. So I'll definitely do my best to get down and watch him. But I think he's definitely on the right track. He's probably a bit better than me at that age, I think.
Yeah, start them young.
Yeah.
Liam Purcell, 06. Thoughts on Luke Figg?
Luke Figg, yeah. I played with him during my Melville days. He was a good player, good left footer, and always had good skills and helped us win a flag, I think. So he's good.
Brandon Snaps. Types of pasta for dinner. Dinosaurs or boats?
I like my spaghetti for pasta for dinner, but it was actually an inside joke, I think. Back in my second year of Colts, my mum messaged me on my phone, do you want boats or spaghetti for dinner? Because boats are like those little things that you can put mince in and stuff. Yeah. And I left my phone at training that night, so I'm driving home and then I realised I had to go back and get it, and then someone's looked at my phone while I was gone and screenshotted and stuff, and it's all in the Colts group chat. So yeah, that was
I'll tell you what
You're not going to forget that
we
one.
saw the other day, Ethan, when we were getting lunch. There was pepper pig pasta.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
In the restore at Leaderville.
Really?
There was pepper pig, bluey. I think just the normal dinosaurs. I think it was. I've never seen it before.
Right.
Rolly Smith, 1430. Who do you think has the most potential out of the first year players at East Freo Colts?
First year players, obviously we've got a lot of them. I think the ones that really stick out sort of been in the state programs and stuff. Caden Summerall, and I played with him over my career at Melville, so I know he's a really good player and he's definitely going places. But there's also players like Josh Nomalatu, who was in the state program, and Harry Cox, Caden Wilson, all those sort of boys that played most of the games this year and really should be looking to go really well next year, which I think they will.
I just thought about the reserves grand final. Did you find that there was a lot more attention on you after the Jack Clarke Medal, even though it's a different level of footy? But I'm just thinking about you would have versed the Prendergast medalist Verity in the grand final, and they obviously had a super year. So how was that midfield battle and maybe the attention you received? Any tags or anything like that?
Not really. I think they were. I think I had quite a good first quarter, sort of pretty impactful and stuff. So they definitely, obviously, sort of had people matching up and stuff in the midfield. But I talked to Menno a bit on the night, and he asked me what number I am because I said I was playing for East Fremantle Reserves, and he said he'd look out for me hopefully because they'd made the grand final, I think, at that stage, and we were versing Subi, so it was good to I talked to him a little bit after the game and just checked in and stuff, and it was good.
There's something about having momentum in a grand final. 2 out of the 3 waffle grand finals, the team who won the prelim won the grand final. There's something about it, I don't know.
Yeah, having that week off, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's more often than not, the team that wins, they will have a couple breaks as well. So it's even with the AFL, you saw Geelong, there's a bit of questioning about whether they had the right build up, but you're not going to lose a game clearly before that. Who are we up to? Lockie Pierce. Can you ask me if Lockie Pierce is the coolest person at his school?
It's the most shout out question I've ever heard.
No, I would not give that to him. No.
jar_Coburn. Do you class yourself as Serong Jr?
Now we made a comparison. Well, I did. I'm not going to say I did, so I'll let you answer. But
yeah, I saw that clip of comparing me to Caleb Strong. He's definitely someone I sort of idolised in the AFL. I think definitely a player that I sort of base my game on and want to play like. So if they're calling me Serong Jr, I'd be pretty happy with that. But
I've got a similar haircut to him too.
Just a small midfielder, in and under, racking up 40 in round one. He did that 46 in round one against Brisbane.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
High votes as well in the Brownlow.
Yes.
Obviously, high votes in the Jack Clarke as well. Last question from M_Arsholt.
Yeah. Who's been the most influential figure in your career so far?
I couldn't say there's one most influential figure. I think most of the obviously my family and stuff, they're really helpful. My dad always down at the park with me kicking the footy and stuff. But then definitely at East Fremantle, all the coaches there and stuff, part of the Colts program and the senior program have been really helpful for my development and influencing that. And then definitely I'd say Sam Mainwaring and Sam Bahaja, they've been coaches at the East Fremantle Colts for all 3 seasons I've been there, so they've definitely been some of the most influential.
There's the last one. We'll go Breen Doyler, one. Ask him about his Riverton Roos days from Breen.
Yeah, I actually played Riverton year 5 and 6 before I moved to Melbourne in year 7, so Breen was one of the best players in our team back then, and we had a good bit of fun winning most of our games, so it's good days.
Probably yes.
Not as good as Melbourne, though.
Yeah.
No.
Melbourne always seems to be good. I've got to say, that has got to be the most, most difficult Q&As I reckon we've ever done in terms of names of the usernames. That was a struggle.
It's always tough.
Yeah, you've got a lot of mates that have rogue usernames that just aren't normal to say.
What they're doing.
All right, we'll move on to the quiz. 13 out of 14 has been the best so far this year. So 14 points up for grabs. We've got Darcy Peterson and Luke Urquhart both got 13 so far this year. So they're currently joint winners as it stands. We've probably got a month or 2 left of the 2024 quiz, I would say.
A bit longer than that.
Maybe a bit
September.
longer.
We'll go to December.
But
with the
footy boys.
With the footy boys potentially, yeah.
Now where are all the East Freo boys at?
So we have Presley Campbell 8. We have Luke Urquhart on 13. He was one of those 13 boys. Just thinking, I think that might be it.
It was a couple of boys.
Bailey Morgan 8. Kobe Austin, he got something low, 7.5.
7.5.
Premiership teammates.
That's why. I was looking for him. I was like, where is he? He's down the bottom. All right, we'll move on to the quiz. Question number 1. You've done your research, I think. You know how the podcast works, so you should know what the first question is. What is your height and weight on the Waffle website?
It's 175 centimetres and 65 kilos.
Correct.
Question number 2. How many more Colts games than reserves games did you play this year?
Well, I played 11 Colts games and then 5 reserves games to finish off the season with 4 finals. So that's 9 reserves games. So I would have played 2 more Colts.
Correct.
2 from 2. Question number 3. Before you, who was the last East Freo player to win a Jack Clarke Medal? And it's probably not as rogue as you'd think. It's more recent than you'd probably think.
More recent?
Yeah.
I'll go with one of the best players, probably the league side. I think. I guess Milan Murdoch.
Way more recent than that. Josh Brown in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in Williamstown now. I'm pretty sure he's
played at the Waffle Eagles after that.
Yeah.
Question
2 from 3.
Yeah. Question number 4. What was the end margin of the reserves premiership last Sunday?
Would have watched the replay a couple of times. I would have thought.
Was it 72 to 43, 29 points?
Correct.
I can tell this guy is smart. He knows the margin.
This isn't in the quiz, by the way, but do you know how the year gap between the last East Freo Reserves premiership?
Yeah, I think they said 15 years.
I think it was 16. I think they said.
Wow.
It's quite a while.
Yeah.
3 from 4. Question number 5. You were the only East Freo rep in the Colts team of the year. Name the other 2 Waffle sides, so half a point for each, who also only had the 1 rep.
Only 1 rep. East Perth.
That is 1.
That's 1. And Peel Thunder.
Correct. 4 from 5.
4 from 5. Question number 6. You've kicked the same amount of goals and points in your Colts career to date. What's the number?
10?
8.
8.
Pre-season games don't count, do they?
This is all. This is all.
Okay. Well, question number 7. What are we? 5 from 6. No, 4 from 6. Question number 7. The highest amount of disposals in a reserve game this year was 22. How many times did you have this?
In reserves, footy?
Mm.
I'll go with twice.
Correct. Round 18 and then the prelim.
Is this from 7?
Yep.
5
from 7.
5 from 7. We are hot at the heels of the likes of Kobe Austin.
We can't beat Luca.
Unfortunately.
Beat the other ones.
You're blinded to open the season in round 1. Did that earn you over or under 200 ranking points? Now, ranking points, I believe, are different to fantasy points.
I think they were all around 200. So I think ranking points is a bit more than fantasy. So I'll go over 200.
Definitely is, because 282 fantasy points. That is probably like 60 disposals, would it not? 2 goals or something if that was fantasy points.
So 282.
Yeah.
6 from 8.
6 from 8. Question number 9. Did you average more marks or tackles in the Colts this year?
I reckon more tackles.
Correct. Average 6 a game and 5 marks a game.
I reckon that 12 tackles in the first might have helped that.
All right. We move on to the last question. We are 7 from 9. You can get 5 points here.
So 5 points if you bang on, 4 within 3, 3 within 5, 2 within 10, and a point for anything outside of that. So you were on top of the Colts disposal count individually for majority of the season until you went in the ressies. Where did you eventually finish on that list of disposal count?
For total disposals?
Yeah.
What number? I reckon I would have finished 6th.
There's a 6 in it, but it's 16th, unfortunately.
Quite a while down. So
too high.
Within 10 or
Yeah, so it's only
10 and
2
under.
points.
So
So
only
only get to
2
9.
points. 6, and that's obviously not your fault, but it's a quite dramatic drop, really.
Yeah.
But I guess that's waffle. That's including waffle Colts finals and everything like that.
When you think of it, there's 9 teams with, let's say, what would be in a squad, 30, 40 blokes. 16 out of the couple of hundred that is.
Pretty happy with that.
And just half the season pretty much.
Yeah. So what do we finish with?
9.
9. So you beat majority of your East Ferro teammates who have been in so far, and well and truly over 50%.
I just think Luke might be a bit hard to beat.
Yeah,
catch.
hard. 13.
Along with Darcy Peterson. So you're being slotted into the leaderboard as we speak.
It's a long leaderboard.
It is. And I think the good thing about it this year is there's been some horrible scores and there's been some good scores, because I think previous years, especially last year, 10, almost everyone would get 10.
What's the lowest been?
Well,
this year 6. Last year 5.
I reckon 5, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you almost guaranteed a point on the last question anyway.
Yeah.
Just get within.
Yeah. Well, it's just 1 point if you're even outside of that. Just attempting the score. So
Unless you literally walk out of the studio, you can't not get a point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, of course, it is all powered by Pegs. Download the Pegs app. It's not just students for uni and TAFE. It is everyone now in WA. WA, isn't it?
WA.
It's
Well,
just WA.
they're over East and that. But
I'm pretty sure over East is still just uni and TAFE students. And WA, everyone is open to it. I guess that's probably because how big it is at the moment. There's so many businesses on Pegs at the moment. I actually spoke to someone the other week and they said, "Oh yeah, I've heard Pegs. I've been told it's pretty good." And I was like, "Well, get on it, mate."
Yeah, they're taking over campuses. Really, I know it's obviously wider now, but when they were just, look at that! I literally just got a Pegs notification just then.
What does it say?
Pasta Cup Waterford 30% off near Curtin. Come and grab some of Perth's best pasta.
So taking over Waterford and the Curtin areas. What are you likely to go to, Curtin?
Yeah, I think so. Because
There you
that's
go. Got everything
close.
there. Got everything there. Well, Declan, thanks for jumping on, and obviously a bit of a busy time of your life, but well done on the individual season that you had, and then obviously capping it off with a premiership at the end of it. So well done for the year and all the best for what's to come.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.